When it comes to search engine optimization, many website owners have very little understanding or have false information as far as what it takes to better optimize a website for better rankings on search engines such as Google, Yahoo, and others, which regularly crawl websites and index the results on their database. For example, most often users try to target general words such as, let's say, website. In this case, if you notice, we'll give you over 6 billion web page results. So imagine trying to get one web page optimized and shown on the top of a website such as Google against 6 billion other results. So you have to get much more targeted. You have to go after keywords that are more specific to your industry, to your products or services. You will, of course, those keywords will get less results on the search engines, but at the same time, they will get, you will have much better chance of optimizing for those keywords. So in this case, if you notice, we went from 6 billion down to about 24.5 million results, so you have a better chance of it. Another part is if you're a location business, you want to utilize your state or city, and that will help to better refine those results down. In this case, we're down to 1 million. So how do you optimize a website for search engines? It really is, there's no one method that you need to follow. It comes to the content of your website that we're going to be talking about briefly here. It also has to do with the optimization of your site against other sites out there, and this has nothing to do with the content. This will have to do with the relevance or the popularity of your website across the internet versus other sites competing against you. So if there is two websites with similar content and one of them has many more links from other websites to that site, then that site will look more popular to Google and other search engines, and it can have higher rankings. That is something that comes through PR, it comes through submitting your sites to different blogs, different directories, and it's something that's ongoing that you would do for a period of time, or having some press release or recognition. These things will help to increase links back to your site. Well, let's show you how you can actually optimize your site through the Easy Web Content HTML editor as far as the content and the meta tags, so it can be more search engine friendly, as we call it, and therefore you have a better chance of gaining some visibility. So let's talk about this sample site we have here, the easyonlineeditor.com. It's a very simple looking site, but really the point here is to show you how you can optimize a site for search engines. So let's load up the site in the HTML editor, Easy Web Content. I've already logged into the account. I'm in the file manager, and let's say I want to optimize the index.html, which is the home page. So I'm going to load that into the editor. So when it comes to your website and optimizing it for search engines as far as content goes, there's two key areas you want to concentrate on. One is going to be your page properties, where you're going to modify the page title or the meta title, as we call it, your keywords, and your descriptions, also called meta description or meta keywords, or as we call it, page meta tags. Really, the two most important ones are your page title, which should not be more than 8 to 10 words, and your description, which should be no more than 20 to 25 words long. The keywords really, although you can utilize it and it doesn't really hurt you, it does not do much for Google and many other search engines because they were highly abused before. So although you can enter some of your target keywords in the keyword section, note that your description and your page title are the most important. So what should you put in your page title? It should be very straightforward, 8 to 10 words long. It should have 2 to 3 of your most important keywords integrated. So in this case, we have edit my site, and then we have website editing tool. These are the two important keywords that we're concentrating on here. You can, of course, click edit, and you can modify that. So let's say I wanted to make it edit my website. And the next part will be the keyword again. You can edit that here. As mentioned again, sometimes people go and add many different keywords in this area. Really just keep it short and simple, 10 to 15 maximum keywords, and that's all that is needed there. Now as far as the description goes two ways. It needs to be descriptive, describe what the page is, and yet at the same time incorporate at least the keywords they use in the page title, and as well with at least 3 or 4 more target specific keywords. When we say target specific, we want to make sure that you use 2 to 3 word combinations. For example, browser-based website editor versus just site editor. That's too general. So you want to utilize a number of those keywords in a description. The description needs to make sense to a human, and yet it should be rich enough with keywords that it also is attractive to a search engine. So make sure that the keywords, at least 1 or 2 of them, are used in your page title. Use them towards the beginning, and then also use those same ones in a description, and also a few. So in this case, I want to also go ahead and add HTML editor browser based. Okay. So I've updated the page meta tags, and now as far as the content, when it comes to the content of your website, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. One, use your similar keywords that you have in your page title and description, utilize them throughout your content. You do not want to get too repetitive, but at the same time mentioning it 3, 4, 5 times throughout the content of your page is a good idea. And try to use them more towards the beginning. Again, the keywords should be embedded nicely into the content of your site, and it should make sense to a human. At the end of the day, a human is going to be reading your content, but a search engine is going to be reading through the content and indexing it, so it needs to be both ways. The header of your page or the title, have that towards the top of your site, and importantly, what you want to do is you want to utilize a heading 1 or a heading 2. This will make your content larger than normal, but a heading 1 gives priority to a search engine, and so if you have a rich keyword in there, that can be more attractive to a search engine. In this case, we've already done that. Secondarily, your secondary content, the rest of your content, try to utilize some of those keywords throughout the content of the pages, so you will see a few of them that are added here. So let's go ahead and preview this page. And once we save the page, and if I was to view the web page that I saved in a browser, if I was to right click and do a view page, you can see that the title that I had added in, there is my meta title. And then also there is the description. And so the keywords that I would have saved would be shown in area, and they would be visible to the search engines. So keep in mind again that when it comes to search engine optimization, it is a two-way road. It is not just the amount of keywords that you add in the content of your pages. That is very important, but also secondarily you need to make sure that there are other sites linking to you, and that's something that you can work on. That takes time to achieve, but over time will definitely increase your rankings and help to achieve better target traffic to your website. Thank you very much.